Hi, I'm Zuzana Plesa, and I'm the author of the second book that I wrote entitled Mama. Many of my clients have had a mother-daughter relationship difficulty, and in talking with them and trying to understand their situation, I went back to my own relationship with my mother, which at times was strained, but in the end it improved. So I went into her background, trying to understand her behavior and her actions, and it really helped me. And I encourage my clients to do the same, to understand their parents, particularly mothers, in terms of their actions in the present that are connected to their past. I was surprised, and I really respected her for enduring all the changes she had to go through, being bounced between being born in the States in Michigan and then going back to a strange country and then back to America and being plopped into a family as a nanny. I'm not sure I could have survived that. Yeah, self-care is very important to your personal development and health, and if women go on to have their own children, then you're a good example to your children, particularly your daughters. And holding on to the anger and frustration with your mother relationship is not healthy for you personally. It takes its toll on your body and your mind, and you've got to let that go. And one of the ways of letting it go is to take care of yourself and honor yourself. Well, one of the things I encourage people to do is to journal and to let their feelings go in a journal. And I don't mean that you are concerned with periods and commas. You're not writing a novel, but what you are doing is just expressing your feelings in a constructive way, in a healthy way. And this needs to be done on a regular basis. If you can't do it daily, at least set aside time weekly to really express your feelings. Otherwise, it leads to other destructive behaviors. Well, if really sitting down with mother and not being able to really get information from her because she's really not able to tell you, then I think sometimes you might have to distance yourself from your mother. It may be a toxic relationship and you have to distance yourself. You don't show disrespect, but you distance yourself. You have less and less contact with the person, with the mother. Well, it's an individual thing. I think you have to decide when it's right for you personally, your own family if you have one, and if your mom is ready or your mother is ready to talk to you. And some moms or some mothers are never ready. They're in denial, and it's not that they are being mean, or it's just that they're not able to do that. And we have to accept that. We'd like our mothers to be willing to sit down, communicate with us effectively, but that's not true or possible in every situation. Well, if she's still alive, which is a blessing, then you can sit down and interview her. Set up some interview questions and ask her, what was it like for her in first grade? Or were her parents loving and accepting? Did she have friends? Could she socialize? Ask your mom these questions, and it will give you a whole wealth of knowledge about her and understanding. What order was she? Was she the oldest daughter? Sometimes the oldest daughter has to take on a lot of responsibility and misses out on having a playful and youthful life. Yes, she was my analyst in Zurich, and her phrase was always, you have to be a good enough mother to yourself. So that has stayed with me and has helped me through, where if mom can't provide for you or mother can't provide for you what you really need, then you have to find ways to provide it for yourself. And if you're young, maybe find someone else who can be the mother to you. It doesn't have to necessarily be the biological mother. It can be an adopted mother. Well, to me, a good mother is someone who accepts you for who you are and encourages you and encourages your creativity. instead of demeaning you or putting you down or telling you to be quiet, but really listens to you as a person. The experience of my mother's death, preparing for it, and then bringing it to its finality in terms of the funeral, was a very difficult and sad experience for me. Even though she had lived a fairly long life, she was 83 years old when she passed away, it's still sad to lose a parent, and especially since we had had a pretty good relationship at the end. So I would say that writing the eulogy for her was a good release for me. It was a way for me to bring some closure to the end of her earthly life. Well, planting flowers at a grave and making it beautiful is just one example of a ritual which is important for the grieving process. Rituals ground us, and we need to find something that will help us move forward on the earth when a loved one has passed away. That's just one example. Some people are cremated. Well, wherever the ashes are placed, then maybe you go there and put flowers around it or have a picture next to it, depending on where you keep the ashes. And then some people have at the church a place where the ashes are placed, and they go into that area and they sit down and say a prayer which connects them with the person and helps them ease the grieving process. I think it's very important to have someone, and if you're a female or a daughter, who mirrors you. And by mirroring means that they accept you. They listen to you. I think one of the big things for all people is to be accepted for who you are. And if the mother cannot fulfill that, the biological mother cannot fill that role, then it's important to find someone who can fulfill that role for you. Find a person who, well, if you don't have a traditional or accepting relationship with your biological mother, then I think it's important to find someone with whom you can have a good relationship, someone who will mirror you, someone who will encourage you. And it could be a teacher, it could be a coach in school, it could be a godmother, it could be some lady in your church or in a social group that you belong to. It could be someone there. But I think it's important to find at least one person who mirrors you, who gives you encouragement. And people who've had difficult family backgrounds have usually found someone other than the biological mother. In some cases, some people have been adopted, and the adopted mother is the one who really played the role of giving them security and a sense of belonging and feeling like they are an important, valuable person of society. I hope readers will learn through reading Mama that it isn't easy to go back and forgive and look at Mama in another light, explore the relationship, explore her background. Now, if Mama is a drug addict or is in prison or is an alcoholic, that may be very difficult. So that's where self-care comes in, and perhaps finding another mother figure who will mirror you and help you grow into being a well-adjusted, happy, constructive female. Yeah, you can look for your mother figure in many places. If you belong to a church, if you go to school, there could be a teacher. If you are in a social group, there might be somebody there who could be your mentor. If you're in a job, it might be a person you work with that could give you that kind of mirroring and encouragement. So there are many places to look You just have to seek out the place. If you have a godmother or someone you could call a godmother, then that's another person that you can try to adopt as a mother. Yes, one of my friends read it, and she said that it made her look at her mother and relate to a mother in a new way, and that was very encouraging. Well, it moved me. It moved me to say, well, that was one of my purposes, is for people to look at their relationship with their mothers in a new way. And secondly, it has helped me to encourage clients to look at their mothers and their relationship with their mothers. And this goes also for males. Look at their mothers in a new way, in a new light, rather than just listening to them and not responding, or just cutting them out of their lives, as some people have done. I enjoyed writing my book entitled Mama, and it gave me a lot of new insights. And I hope that if you choose to buy it, that it will give you some insights in your relationship with your mother. Thank you for listening to me talk about my book, Mama, because I was really wanting to share how important the mother-daughter relationship is. If you find this valuable, perhaps you can share it with a friend and talk about it. And if you are interested, the book is on Amazon, and you can purchase it and discuss it and see how some of the ideas in the book help you personally with your relationship with your mother. So, have a good day. Thank you.